Welcome to the Lion Speaks Ministry. Today, Timmy's going to be making a cake for our youth pastor. And I thought, what better thing to talk about but then about love? We do all kinds of things for different people. And the most is when you're talking about your pastor or your children's pastor or your youth pastor.
Or your pastor of a church.
Or pastor of a church. And in this case, it's our youth pastor. And you should be talking about love. And where is the ultimate love but God's love? Because God loved us first. So let me go to the scripture. And I'm going to 1 John chapter 4. And I'm going to start with verse 7. And I'm not sure how far I'm going down, but I'll tell you when I'm done. So let's start with chapter 4. 1 John chapter 4, verse 7. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. So what he's saying is that when you love, it don't matter who they are or who you are, that when you love, you're of God. And so by making this cake, we are of God because we love not just our pastor, but other people. And this is what you do when you love people. And it don't matter whether they're your enemy or not. You should always be loving them. Let me go on to verse 8. Just go on it. He that loveth not, so if you don't have any love, knoweth not God. For God is love. In this is manifested the love of God towards us, because that God sent his only begotten Son. So this was given to us through his Son, Jesus, because he sent his own Son. That was the ultimate love into the world, that we might live through him. So he ultimately loved us by sending his only Son to die on the cross because he loved us so much that he was willing to give up his only Son for us to come here and be sacrificed. Herein is love, not that we loved God, but wasn't that we loved God first, but that he loved us first. And he sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sin. Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought to also to love one another. No man has seen God at any time. If we love one another, God dwelleth in us, and his love is perfect in us. So what it's saying is that no man's really seen God, but God is so loved that if you love people and then you're truly in love with God, that when you look at man, that is God, because God is love, and you're to love what God loves, and that's man. So that's what this whole thing is tonight about, is love. And Timmy's making this cake out of love for his youth pastor. Well, we all love him, But anyway, he already baked his cake, so you're not going to see it.
Yeah, they're already in the fridge. I already iced it.
They're already cooled. They're already icing. What you're going to see him do is be rolling out the fondant and trying to cover it, so you get a glimpse of
me making
how much work. Yes, how much work goes into just putting fondant on, and
especially I dyed my hands. I don't know if anyone you can see. That's from doing the fondant. My hands are like almost like a pinkish purplish. I don't know if you can see it. That just doing the fondant. Oh my goodness.
But that's what you do when you love.
Not dye your hands.
A youth pastor, but you love God. So you're willing to do anything because you love God. And this is what you should be doing for no matter who it is, because you love God. That's what God says, that if you love him, even though you not met him, you love his people. And so when you love his people, that's loving God. And so we're loving on God's people, which is one of them is Pastor Jonathan. We love him so much. And I hope he sees this and he knows how much this family alone loves him. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to leave it from here for Timothy to make his cake. And I hope you enjoy the ride along.
All right. So I'm going to get out of the view of the camera for a little bit, but don't go away. I'm coming back. I have to grab all the stuff I need. No, I don't need the cake. I'm getting this so I can roll out the fondant. And I need my fondant roller. I call this my fondant roller. I really don't know if it's a fondant roller. I call it a fondant roller.
It is a fondant roller.
Okay, I was told. And you need powdered sugar. When you're working with fondant, you have to use powdered sugar, because if you don't, it sticks everywhere. So if you're going to do fondant, always have powdered sugar to put down on there. And you put always a little bit on here on your roller so that it don't stick to the roller either. So here's my fondant. It's white. Now you don't have to use white if you don't. You can color it like I did, or you can. I made my own homemade fondant out of marshmallow. You do not have to. You can buy it right from the store, but I like making it more because I think it tastes better than store-bought. There's nothing wrong with store-bought, not what I'm saying. Store-bought is just as good as, I like homemade better. So, I floured this with powdered sugar, and I'm too short so I'm getting up on a stand. And I'm gonna roll this out. And you wanna keep it as even as you can when you roll it out, because if you don't, when you put it over your cake, one side might be shorter than the other. You do not want that. And it takes a while. So, but it takes very much time to do this. But it's I'm not gonna lie, it's very messy doing this. Like I said, I dyed my hands purple pinkish to do this. But when you care about somebody, like Mom was saying in her Bible verse, if you care about someone, you won't care that your hands are turning purple or pink, and it may look like that for a couple of days. But if you truly love somebody, you will do it, even if it dyes your hands pink. Which, in my case, it did. Why? Because I truly love Jonathan, so I'm willing to do it for him and make my hands pink, even though I'm gonna look pinkish hands for a little bit. But in the end, it's all worth it to see the people's faces when you're all done, and the joy people get out of it. But
it's about location, everybody.
But yeah, so sorry I'm not talking a lot. It takes energy to roll out this stinking fondant. Yeah. It would be better if you had a fondant machine that you could put it through the fondant machine, but I don't have that, so I'm working with what I got, which is a roller. And you always want to keep spinning it so that it never wants to stick to the cake. I mean, stick to the, not the cake. Stick to the paint, this. And if you do feel like it's sticking, if it's not sticking, if you find out it's sticking to the board, pick it up and flop a little bit. You don't need a whole lot, just sprinkle enough and re-put it down. And you're good to go again. And if you feel it gets sticky again, just put more on. Same thing with your roller. If your roller is sticking to the cake, just take the roller and get some powdered sugar and put it on there. So, and just keep spinning it. And you want the fondant to be thin, not really thick, because you want it to not be like very, very thick, because who likes thick fondant? Not me. Whew. So, if you have any comments or anything that you would like to see, let us know. Put it down in the comments. If you want to know anything what I did with the cake, I will say it to you. If you want to know, just ask me and say, so what did you do with the cake to do what you did? And I will tell you. I don't mind telling you guys how I made the cake if you want to know. If you want me to go into detail, just put it down in the comments and I will tell you what I did to do it. If you want to try to make it, I will tell you. So, soon as this is all rolled out, I will come back and show you putting it on. Alright, it looks like my fondant is pretty much done. So now, I have Mom coming over because it's such a big piece that I want to have extra help. So she's going to help me get this on this cake, which, yeah.
I want to see if I can get it on the roller.
She's going to try to get it on the roller, so what you're going to see is, you really should have a fondant roller for this part, but that is too small for the size that we're doing. Is it sticking?
Seems like it might be sticking a
Try
little.
rolling it a little bit, it's not sticking together.
Yes, it's right here. Oh, so you rolled it. There we go. Okay.
Let's get this side a little bit. Check this side.
It's still thick here. You could have done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily, that's gonna be off the cake. Hopefully, it doesn't get this edge. Doesn't get there, cause that's broke. Just roll it. It shouldn't stick together.
See, it's still not quite big enough.
What do you mean big enough?
Okay, just bring your cake over.
We're gonna try to lift up together.
Are we gonna do over this way?
We can, whichever way you want to do, whichever is easier for you.
I'm just thinking because of the center.
Okay, let's do it over this way then. Okay, let's turn it that we both can grab it like this. How do you? Oh, you want to flip it? Oh, how do you want to flip this? I can't grab.
Okay, here.
Ready?
I was gonna do it this way, but I guess okay.
Just go. Drop it down.
Well, you're gonna be covering with black, right?
Yeah, but not down on this side.
The
So we
sides he ain't.
There you go. That's perfect. So now what we gotta do?
See a spot right after.
So now you see we got the fondant down. Now
Here's your scraper.
now not the scraper, but
Are you gonna put it over here, the binding?
Yes.
This is, okay.
Yes.
Because you didn't get all the way.
Now I know there's more professional tools to cut the fondant, but
We use
these are
pizza
what we
cutters.
use to cut them.
Pizza cutters.
And then what she did on the side was she took this and she just cut it off. She cut it right there and it made enough that you just flap it.
You can do that. I just
Yeah, I know.
trying to help you out here.
No, she doesn't. She just takes them, she puts it together and she cuts it enough that she just puts them together. Do you get what I'm saying?
I was just gonna.
Okay, do it that way. Yeah, that works. And put that at the bottom. So I'm putting a trim. Remember? For the black.
I don't know how you want to do it.
Just do it the best we can. That's all we can. But what she did was she just cut it enough. Get it down to the bottom because I'll be putting trim. If you can somehow get it down to the. There you go. That's the best we're gonna get it.
Right.
Because I'm gonna be putting trim, so. You want to cut some of it so you're not working with all that extra, like we did. Because remember you said it was easier when you cut it.
Yeah.
See, we don't got professional tools, not too close because you want to be able to push it underneath. So we're just using what we got, and that's all. So you don't need professional tools, but
I've seen them use.
I've seen them, but yeah. Cut all the extra off. Leave a little bit extra so if you need a working space.
Okay.
Hey, you want to turn it around, cut all this off? Oh no, we'll start with one side at a time. So, oh well.
Garbage.
Yeah, oh well.
Don't mind me as I take a little bit off.
Okay.
Okay, do the same thing with this one. Cut off what you don't need. Just a little bit. I'll leave a little bit extra, but so you're not working with all that. And then, I know it's a lot still long, but it's just enough so you still can have room to work.
Okay. Well, it's yours. If you can do this, you can see it's has a little bit of rip here.
So I'll see if you can get that. If you, there you go.
It's looking pretty good.
Just get it down enough. I'll be putting a rim down there. See if you can stretch it a little bit.
I wouldn't stretch it.
There you go, babe.
Well, Tim,
I
you
would
said
do-
you wanted to work with different shapes of cakes.
And I
guess
did, yeah. This one seems a little bit easier to get it.
Well, yes, cake you
Just
made.
enough you can get it. It's okay if it's not perfect.
Well, yes, cake you made was.
It's luckily it's a Bible cake, so even if it's a little bit wrinkly, paper gets wrinkly.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you want to call this extra off?
What?
All this extra. Just enough. Excuse me. We'll just do this since I am putting something there.
Just let it go, if anything.
Yeah. I'll put
It's gonna
the
be cut by the binder.
cut just a little bit, not real. Alright, let's try to get the edge. Let's get the edge and then we'll make it smooth.
Well, this is gonna be your binder, so.
Yeah. I planned
There you
that.
go.
I planned that.
Right.
So how do we do? We just push this down. Yeah, that's gonna be my binder, so I'll push that over there. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's slice the extra off.
Yeah, because you don't want it to be a thick binder.
There you go. I planned that all along. I knew what I'm doing. See, I got this. All right. The final cut. Cut it.
Yeah, leave because you gotta take.
Drumroll,
You gotta take
please.
something to.
Yeah, I'm nervous. No, I'm not. I am nervous though, but because I never. You wanna grab it behind me? What do you want to? Can you find me something? What do you want? Did you just do this last time?
I don't remember. No, I think we used one of my things.
We don't have to get too picky because we're putting a what's it called, a bottom brass around it.
I think we had. Let me check. Then you can do it. You could always use a spatula too. You want a spatula?
That'll work.
Let's see if it helps.
I'm gonna do the same thing over here since we don't need all that anyways, because you won't see it. Get a little bit of water. I'll get a little bit of fresh water so I can stick it together.
This might push it under.
Yeah, that'll work. That side don't have to be. This side don't really.
Sure, Kate. There you go.
Oh, I see how she does this. She goes, "It's yours. I'm done. I'm out. I do what I need to do." She's like, "I'm all done."
Oh, you want to help you get it on?
No, I know. That's what I wanted her to do.
I mean, I can.
No, I'm
It's
good.
a lot simpler cake. You shouldn't need me as much.
No, I don't. So now, basically, now what you got to do is do your cleanup of your cake. Not totally perfect because you're not finished, but if you learn anything from me, if you do make a mistake, if you can learn anything from me, find a spot where you're not going to see it and cover it there. Really, I did not plan on this. This was a mistake. I'm not going to lie. Right here, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it in the picture nice and don't edit it? Can you see it?
Push it down a little bit.
I made a boo-boo there, but because I'm having a binder, I'm working with it. So, I don't know who said it before, but somebody said, every mistake, you can always, if you're good at what you do, you can cover it up. Somebody said it. I don't know who said that before, that you can make a mistake and still cover it up and make it look good. Who said that before, Mom? Someone said that before, that people, I heard someone say before that if you make a mistake, you can always, most of the time, if you're pretty good at what you do, you can cover it up.
It was some type of cake person.
In this case, you can cover it up.
No, I can cover
Well,
it.
that binder
I'm not a
part.
professional.
On some cakes, it's hard for you to cover it up.
I'm no professional at. And same thing with this, if you feel like it's sticking, which is sticking to my cake, I'm going to do this, get a little bit of that on there, so you don't stick. And I slice. Nice and
Can't help myself.
so all I'm doing is
If you need help, Brandon, just let me know.
no, that's pretty good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick it back in the fridge so the fondant will get somewhat hard. And then I'm gonna work on the black, get the black out, and get that going. So while that's in the this is in the fridge, getting a little bit hard because you need it to. So, don't worry about it. Don't look perfect. It's not about how perfect it looks. It's about the heart in it you're doing it.
Well, personally, you're still learning, so you know it's all about your heart.
Well, that's true. That's so true. True, so true. Okay. I'm gonna put it back in the fridge, and that's part of the Bible. So I'll be back. You don't want it to be a thick binder. There you go. I planned that all along. I knew what I'm doing. See, I got this. All right. The final cut. Cut it.
Yeah, leave because you gotta take.
Drumroll,
You gotta take
please.
something to.
Yeah, I'm nervous. No, I'm not. I am nervous though, but because I never. You wanna grab it behind me? What do you want to? Can you find me something? What do you want? Did you just do this last time?
I don't remember. No, I think we used one of my things.
We don't have to get too picky because we're putting a what's it called, a bottom black around it.
I think we had. Let me check. Then you can do it. You can always use a spatula too. You want a spatula?
That'll work.
See if it helps.
I'm gonna do the same thing over here since we don't need all that anyways, because you won't see it. Get a little bit of water. I'll get a little bit of fresh water so I can stick it together.
This might push it under.
Yeah, that'll work. That side don't have to be, this side don't really.
Sure, Kate. There you go.
Oh, I see how she does this. She goes, it's yours, I'm done, I'm out. I do what I need to do. She's like, I'm all done.
Oh, you want to help you get it on?
No, I know, that's what I wanted her to do.
I mean, I can.
No, I'm good.
It's a lot simpler cake. You shouldn't need me as much.
No, I don't. So now, basically, now what you gotta do is do your cleanup of your cake. Not totally perfect because you're not finished, but if you learn anything from me, if you do make a mistake, if you can learn anything from me, find a spot where you're not gonna see it and cover it there. Really, I did not plan on this. This was a mistake. I'm not gonna lie. Right here, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it in the picture, nice and don't edit it? Can you see it?
Push it down a bit.
I made a boo-boo there, but because I'm having a binder, I'm working with it. So, I don't know who said it before, but somebody said, every mistake, you can always, if you're good at what you do, you can cover it up. Somebody said it. I don't know who said that before, that you can make a mistake and still cover it up and make it look good. Who said that before, Mom? Someone said that before, that people, I heard someone say before that if you make a mistake, you can always, most of the time, if you're pretty good at what you do, you can cover it up.
It was some type of cake person.
In this case, you can cover it up.
No, I can cover
Well,
it.
that binder
I'm not a
part.
professional.
On some cakes, it's hard for you to cover it up.
I'm no professional And same thing with this, if you feel like it's sticking, which is sticking to my cake, I'm gonna do this, get a little bit of that on there, so you don't stick. And I slice. Nice and
Yay.
So all I'm doing is
If you need help, Brandon, just let me know.
no, that's pretty good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick it back in the fridge so the fondant will get somewhat hard. And then I'm gonna work on the black, get the black out, and get that going. So while that's in the this is in the fridge, getting a little bit hard because you need it to. So, don't worry about it. Don't look perfect. It's not about how perfect it looks. It's about the heart in it you're doing it.
Well, personally, you're still learning, so you know it's all about your heart.
Well, that's true. That's so true. True, so true. Okay. I'm gonna put it back in the fridge, and that's part of the Bible. So I'll be back.
Go.
So now I am rolling out my black for the Bible part. You can see my fondant. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, or when you came in. My white didn't turn out as I wanted it to, but it don't matter what it turns out, no matter what, because it's the heart behind it, and that's the thing. So, but now you gotta roll out the black for the part of the Bible. And this one has to be just as thin.
And you're working really hard to do that, too.
Yes. By the time I'm done doing fondant, I'm sick of it.
You'll need a nap.
After working with fondant, you don't need to exercise.
Unless you have one of those machines that put the fondant through.
Yeah, but those machines are expensive. But yes, unless you had a fondant machine, I would have it done a lot more faster. But I don't. So you just work with what you got. That's all you can do. Where's my paper? Here's my paper. You know it up. Aw, I gotta wash that off. So close! Alright, since it fell on the floor, I'm gonna wash it off. Now, if you ever do wash your thing off because for some reason you need to, remember, if you don't know this, dry it off as best as you can, because if you don't, I've done it. You have to make sure it's dry because it'll stick to the fondant again. I've done that. Washed my thing off. Went, whoops! It's sticking. Yeah, not fun. And then make sure when you're doing it, you because now you took all the powdered sugar off of it, re-powder sugar it.
Clean it real good? Just clean it real good?
Yes, I did. I put it.
Hot water and stuff?
Yes. Keep going. And you always make sure that your thing's never sticking because you never want it to stick. Sticking is bad. So, soon as I'm ready to cut it out, I will come back. I will come back.
Nice and
I'll come back. I'll come back.
Oh, I forgot to cut that piece off.
well, we're finally finished the cake. Well, Timmy's finished the cake. He did most of it. And as you can see, this is the cake. And here's some of the sides. You know, here's the thing. But I think he did a really, really good job. Nice helped with the paper and the pen. He wanted to do something too, so that was.
Then Mom, I couldn't do the lettering. Mom did some of the lettering. Mom did most of the letterings on top. I just put them on top. Well, Mom's help with putting them on top, but I did most of the lettering. I didn't do most of it. I meant to say she did most of it.
As you can see, it's a really good cake. He really did a good job. And if you want to know more about his cakes, that's just ask, text us or anything. But that's about it. This is our way, or basically Nison's way, Timmy's way, of showing Pastor Jonathan love. And that's what we should be doing, is showing people love. Now, we love, Pastor Jonathan, but you're supposed to be like that even if you don't love people, because that's what Christ did. Even when we're not acceptable, Christ says he loved, that you're to love. So that's what's most important, is loving. So we just want to thank you for going with us through the process. We didn't show you everything. I forget where we left off, if we showed you putting the black on or what we did, but we tried to remember. Sometimes we just got so involved we forgot ourselves. We don't know where we left off, but everything was completely handmade. So that's about it. Just want to say that I love you guys. Jesus loves you the most. And Nyson?
If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, so you know sound name for videos.
And remember that we're here
reaching the world.